Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Becky and this is Bria Makes Art. First off, I wanted to apologize for not getting a video out to you this last week. I was out of town with the family on a little vacation, and so I just didn't have time to get a video together and get it out to you. This week, however, we're going to visit this guy. I started this about 3 months ago and I'm about halfway through it, so I thought it was time to do a half sketchbook tour of this. This is the ELO sketchbook. It's about 118, 120 pages, something like that, and doing a full sketchbook tour takes a really long time, and it takes me about 6 months to finish one of these guys. So I like to do half sketchbook tours every 3 months, and like I said, it's been about 3 months, so let's go ahead and see what I've been up to. You guys saw me decorate the sketchbook cover a little while ago. This is my 7th sketchbook, and on the inside I've got all these cute little dragon stickers that I was given at a game convention that I went to recently. I thought they were really cute, so I went ahead and just kind of stuck them in my sketchbook here. And I think you guys saw me decorate this first page. Nothing terribly exciting to talk about here. We've already seen it. I really like the font here, the kind of Art Nouveau style font. And then here are some of the different ideas that I had for that first page and for the sketchbook cover. I decided to just take a page and write down some different art exercises that I had heard about that I wanted to try out. This next page was just kind of me brainstorming, trying to think of what kind of art do I actually want to make, what do I like, what don't I like, that sort of thing. And then here I was just kind of revisiting some of the things that I already knew and making sure that I actually knew them and could kind of reiterate them on the page, and then just trying to draw some kind of cloudy shapes just for fun. This is one of the exercises that I mentioned on that previous page where I was talking about art exercises, and this is the flour sack exercise. This is something that a lot of animators do, and it's a way to kind of show emotion with just the shape of the body. So I was having a lot of fun playing with this. I really like this spread. I think it was a lot of fun to do, and I think it's super cute. Most of these are drawings that I saw someone else had done, and I recreated them here to just kind of trying to capture that emotion in the drawings and without any facial features. So then this is just a bunch of random doodles, random things that either I saw or I kind of drew from imagination. And then this was some just kind of brainstorming about a potential video. I don't think I actually ended up doing it, but this is some potential video ideas here. And then here, these flour sacks are ones that I came up with out of my head. I was like, you know what, let's try and portray some different emotions with just the, again, just the shape of the flour sack. And I really like how most of these turned out. And then here I was just looking at cute stuff on Pinterest and decided to draw it. Over here, again, kind of some of this is more things from Pinterest and some of this is stuff from my imagination. I think I saw these fingers on Pinterest. I saw this kind of tree shape on Pinterest and I really liked it, so I drew part of it. There's definitely more to it there, but I really liked kind of this part of the tree, and I like the line work that I did here. This is from imagination, probably from imagination. So just kind of playing in my sketchbook a lot. This is, it looks like I saw something from Krissa Bug. This was on, what is that new app for artists? Cora? I'll have to look it up. I don't remember what the name of it is. Anyway, I was on there and I saw this really nice illustration that this person had done, and it was kind of just recreating it a little bit to try and learn a little bit about what I liked about it, what I didn't, and I didn't end up finishing it, but I like kind of how everything is looking here. And then here I was just kind of playing with just random shapes and doing the cross contours so that I can start to draw things more from imagination. This was a cute little kind of stove that I saw on Pinterest that I just decided to draw here because I was working on my shapes. And then you definitely saw this in a video where I was testing out the Artix acrylic marker set. This one right here. Well, sorry, this one right here. Let me put it right side up for you. And yeah, I really like this. I think it's super cute. Still like it. This was a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to pull those back out again and do something else with them. And then the next page here is, again, like I was playing with the acrylic markers a little bit and then just randomly finding things that I wanted to draw. This was me trying to draw some body poses from imagination, I believe, and this was just like a little bush that was outside of my house. Some more random stuff I found on Pinterest. I found this cute woman on Pinterest. This was an adorable little tattoo by Huang underscore tattoo, and I thought it was super cute, and so I decided to recreate it here and just kind of putting some different border decorations. And I don't know why I wrote this, but destroy your sketchbooks is something I think I heard or thought of at one point, and I thought it was just kind of like that idea, and so I wrote it down. This is the kind of random shape challenge. So again, I took the Artix acrylic markers and just kind of drew some random shapes and then tried to make them into things. I do this in pretty much every sketchbook, and it's kind of nice to just play and see what you can think of, kind of push that creativity and try and draw things a little bit more from imagination. I apparently decided to start doing mouse studies and then gave up on that, and then I was looking at different weapons in different places. So I drew this spear, and then I wanted to draw some staves and things. I think I did see a staff that was like this and was recreating it, and then was just kind of playing with how that piece would wrap around the ball and try and get that to look right, because I didn't like how this one looked. And then spears and stuff, and then this was me just trying to figure out like how would this attach, and that made me think of an empanada, so I drew that, and just kind of random stuff, just, you know, stream of consciousness drawing, I guess. Again, kind of looking at spears and how they would attach to the pole, so just kind of playing with that a little bit. This was, I was planning on doing a painting, and this was an idea that I had for it. I didn't get very far. And this was me thinking about doing kind of 3D layered art and how I might put together a mushroom in a kind of a 3D layered style. Again, just kind of more like looking on Pinterest and trying to find something to draw. This was a lot of kind of Viking things that I found, and then I got the idea of, hey, you know, it'd be really cool if I had like a Valkyrie tattoo, because I am a martial artist and I just kind of like the idea of like the strong, powerful woman type of thing. And so I was doing some research on different Valkyrie tattoos or Valkyrie symbols that I might be able to use, and so I drew out a couple of different ones that I saw. I haven't settled on anything. I don't know necessarily if I am going to get that tattoo, but it is an idea that I have had and was kind of just milling about. Yep, just a lot more random stuff. I think I was trying to construct my own face here. I don't really like how it turned out. Just random things that I saw that I wanted to play with. This was an exercise that I had done in a previous sketchbook, and I really liked how the little thing turned out. So I was trying to recreate it without actually going down to find that sketchbook. So this is not the same thing. I do need to find that sketchbook and figure out how that was done. And then I was just kind of playing with smoke and stuff. Here I had only brought with me a limited number of alcohol markers and was playing with them, trying to draw different things. So I drew this shark here. I don't think it was super successful, but it's actually not as bad. Like looking in the camera, it looks a lot better than it does in person. I just didn't have the right set of colors with me in order to kind of do the shadow on the bottom. Overall, I think the shark itself looks pretty good. It's just the coloring is a little funky. And then I was playing with the reds and yellows that I had to try and make fire. It didn't really turn out as successfully as I would have liked, but I think it was because I didn't have the right set of colors. And then obviously there was a lot of bleed through here, so you don't get to see a whole lot. And these were more recreations of things that I saw on Pinterest that I thought were really cute. This was by Dr. Art, and I don't know who this snake was by, but I was just kind of recreating it, trying to learn like how I would like to draw things. More just random drawing of things that were near me somewhat. This is a little Dammit doll that my boss has, and this is not a very good representation of my TV stand, but it is kind of based on my TV stand, and this is the feet on the TV stand, and I was just kind of randomly filling in spots with other random doodles. This is more playing, this is the video that I did kind of talking about the Sharpie versus the Artix markers, and then yeah, I decided to actually do the fire again, and I did a much better job with it here because I had all of the markers with me, so I was able to kind of make that look a little bit better. Overall, I like how that turned out a lot better. I think that there's still a little bit more that I could have done there to make it look a little bit better, but overall, I'm pretty happy. You're going to see lots of me looking on Pinterest and just trying to find things interesting to draw. A lot of the sketchbook is that, and I think that's okay. Just trying to just play and get my hands moving and get some drawings in. So lots of other random things that I found. I really like this page. This was mostly, again, things that I found on Pinterest. This dragon, there was a dragon very similar to this on Pinterest that I kind of recreated here. I really liked how he looked, and this is a little bit different than what they had, but it is probably too similar to what they had to call it my own, so I'm not going to call it my own. It looks like I didn't write down the who it was from, and I might not have known, because sometimes it's a little bit hard to find that out when you're looking at Pinterest, but lots of different tails and horns and feet and so on. I really like this horn in particular. I like how the line kind of fades out and comes back. I need to remember that that's something that I like to do and incorporate that more. I do tend to have solid lines on all of my drawings because that's just how I've always done it, and I need to remember that having those kind of lost edges is something that I actually really like. This is just kind of more studying of dragons because I do want to be able to draw dragons, so I was looking at a bunch of different wings that I saw other people had drawn and trying to recreate them and trying to really understand like how a wing works, like where the joints are and everything, so kind of drawing that out and notating all of that, where all the knuckle joints are, and kind of looking at how that wing would fold over, that sort of thing. So I really like this wing. I decided to try automatic drawing. I don't know if I was doing it right. It wasn't really my thing. It's an interesting page, but not really my thing. I decided to try it again here. Again, didn't really like it. And then this was just me looking at a couple of different photographs that I have taken over the years and just drawing little thumbnails of them to see if there was something that I potentially wanted to paint at some point. I really do like this thumbnail. I think it's really cute. And this one's not too bad. I was trying to capture some of the different values, the value structure in the paintings as well, or the pictures as well. Looks like I decided to start doing just some random heads. I think I was following along with, I think it was Schmo Draws. She is sending out a weekly newsletter, and in there she links out to what she's using to study that week, and these were heads from there. And then I just decided to try and draw like the head structure, kind of the Loomis method, to kind of construct my own face, and then I didn't get very far and didn't finish. This is a tree that I absolutely love. This was completely from imagination. I am super proud of this tree, and I didn't draw anything else on the page because I didn't want to take away from the tree. I wish I had kind of moved it over a little bit further, but my original intention was to have the tree and then have some other stuff on here, so that's why he's kind of like over toward the center, and he does kind of pop over onto this side a little bit, but I really love the line work. I love how these roots look. I am super duper happy with this, and this really gave me a lot more confidence in terms of being able to draw from my imagination. This was, I was watching a video, I don't remember what video it was, but they were talking about just different visual memory games that you can try, which will help you to learn to draw from imagination a little bit better. And so I tried one of those, which was to draw from memory. So I looked at a drawing and decided to like look at it for a little bit, like a minute or two, and then try to recreate it here from memory completely. And then I did it again from reference. Neither of these match terribly closely, but this is definitely a lot closer. I think this is a really interesting exercise to do, and I'll have to try and do that again. Here I was trying to do some value studies, and I have the Tombow grayscale markers. Unfortunately, I didn't take time to really figure out which grayscale markers I wanted to use in here. And so I've got the grayscale markers unfortunately go kind of a little bit more blue and a little bit more brown. And what I really wanted was true grayscale. And so like this thing just looks very wacky because it's not all kind of one value or one hue rather. It's a lot of different hues, and that kind of throws everything off. So I have narrowed down the Tombow markers that I have in my little pencil pouch to ones that are kind of more of the grayscale and don't have any other hues in them, so that way I can continue to do this sort of thing. And that's one of the things that I wanted to do, is kind of really work on my value structure in my drawings and paintings. And so I have actually laid out like a little skill tree for myself on a bunch of different things to do to try and improve that. And this was the start of that. I've done one, and that's all I've done so far because I kind of lost interest in it, but I do want to get back to doing that. I have a little, I've got a book on swords, and so I decided to kind of pop that open and find a random sword and draw that, because again, I do like that kind of fantasy thing. This is an axe that I saw on Pinterest that I tried to recreate. I see that my symmetry isn't the best. I do know that that is a downfall of mine, that I have a difficulty with getting things symmetrical. So I need to work on that. And then I was just working on different poses, kind of working on how like hands would look if it were holding onto a staff, that sort of thing. I really think this turned out pretty good. I think my pose here was a little bit stiff. Here it feels a little bit better. This is my absolute favorite page in this sketchbook. I absolutely love this page. I love the color of the pencil, first of all, and I think all of the sketches on here just turned out chef's kiss. I was following along with, let's see, image from Walid Feghal. There was a YouTube video, Getting Great at Sketching 2024. And so I was following along with that video, and he had this image, this picture that he had taken that he was drawing from, and I also drew from. I wasn't looking at how he drew it. I was just kind of drawing it the way I would. And I really liked how that turned out. And then I decided to put a little box around it because I've seen a lot of YouTube artists doing that, and I think it makes the sketchbook page look really put together. And so I decided to try that. And I was like, okay, now I need to draw something up here. So I found some other random Pinterest image that I really liked, and I love this little face. This was a sculpture that was on Pinterest, and I just loved the face, and I had to draw it, and I think he turned out absolutely wonderfully. I'm so happy with this. And then the stakes were on, because I had one last spot that I had to fill, and I loved both of these, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to fill this space and not screw this page up? So I had really high pressure, but I think I delivered with this bird skull. I really like how it turned out. Try that again. I've been playing with different line weights, and I think that I've got a little bit more to go on it, but I really like how I've got some different line weights going on in each of these different drawings to try and kind of show importance and kind of show depth and things like that. And so I am super duper happy with this page. Love this page. I was going to try and make sure that this page was equally as good, but then I decided that that was too much pressure. This alone was enough pressure, so I just decided to go ahead and just draw some stuff. Whether it turned out great or not, it didn't matter, because this page was beautiful. This page did not have to be. I saw somebody drawing snails, and I was like, you know what, that sounds like fun. So I went and found a bunch of images of snails, and then decided to draw this woman. Again, I don't know. I know that this was from reference. I do not know where that reference was, but I was just kind of trying to work on my anatomy, because that is something that, again, I do need to work on. A little bit more kind of working on anatomy, and then just random stuff. I was trying to remember what these little creatures looked like that I saw at the Renaissance Festival that were absolutely terrifying and adorable all at the same time, and I couldn't remember what they looked like, so I was just drawing something from what little I could remember. These don't look anything like it. This is more like what the thing actually looked like. I did find it online, and this was Raven Dark Creations. They made this little gargoyle imp guy, and he was just the cutest little thing. I mean, he was kind of scary, but also absolutely adorable. So I tried to redraw him here. This does not do it any justice. You should go look them up. They have some pretty amazing stuff. I decided to do kind of a closer up of the face. Again, did not do it justice. And then I was like, you know what? Let me go find some other ideas of gargoyles and imps that other people have drawn. And then I just recreated those. This was by Mike Reed at ArtStation. He had a little guy that looked like this. And then this was Chris Reiniak, Morning Scribbles number 737. He had this cute little kind of imp dragon guy, and I just thought he was so super cute, and I had to recreate it. So here it is. And then this one was from my imagination. Kind of looks like a little cat gargoyle. I don't know. Just playing, and then I was just playing with what some talons would look like. I saw this thing talking about how to draw dragon faces and how you can kind of use different shapes and different lengths of kind of squished rectangle, I guess. And so I was kind of just following along with that. Started to draw a dragon eye. Saw someone draw some satyr legs and drew that. And then saw more stuff on Pinterest. This is all honestly copied from Pinterest. So none of this is original, but I am very happy with how things are looking. I saw this heron. And this is kind of based on what I saw on Pinterest. And then I think this one was Pinterest. And then I was just trying to, like, some of this I was trying to figure out, like, turn the body in my head and figure out what it would look like. From the front, it looks a little bit funky. This is definitely completely from my head on how I thought it might look from the front. I'm not sure that that's right, but I'm just trying to work on drawing from imagination. Same thing here. I was trying to recreate that down here and, you know, without actually looking at the reference too much, and kind of make my own thing up. These guys I saw again on Pinterest, and this girl was just too cute. I had to draw her. And then, you know, same sort of thing, just was trying to draw a bunch of different faces because I do want to work on my portraiture a little bit. And just drawing some random eyes. I think these turned out pretty well. And then this cool axe, a random potion bottle. And then we were on a drive and it was dark out, and one of the roads, or several of the roads that we go down, has kind of this tunnel of trees effect. And there was a car in front of us and they had their headlights on, and I was really liking how the headlights were lighting up the trees over top. And I had this idea of drawing a person kind of walking through the woods and trying to capture like those values. I did not do a very good job of capturing that in this thumbnail, but I thought that would be kind of a fun little painting. I know I've seen other people do things like this before, but I really liked how that looked, and kind of it caught my eye, and I decided to try and capture the idea here. Talking Hills. That's very beautiful. And then I found a bunch of just different mushroom people and started to draw them. I started to draw a pine cone here, and I gave up on it. I didn't like how it was looking, and so I just gave up and said, you know what, whatever, it's fine. This day I decided to draw random flowers. I saw Jess Carp doing a bunch of flowers, and she had a bunch of different colored pens to do hers. All I had with me was my blue pencil because my purple pencil ran out of lead. So I just decided to do it in blue pencil. I like how most of these turned out. Some of them are a little bit less successful than others. I don't think that this one looks quite the way I wanted it to. But overall, I like kind of this line structure. I really like this one here in particular. I like those straight lines. And this one, I think I did a really good job of kind of capturing that depth and how the kind of middle pops up out of there. We're getting toward the end here. Just a bunch of random fall doodles. Again, I was watching YouTube and saw another artist doing a bunch of random fall things, and I decided, you know, that sounds like fun. Let me go find a bunch of random fall things to put on there. She used gouache and painted hers. I'm just going to leave mine as sketches. And then this, and this are some ideas that I had for trying to represent loneliness. So like here I had this one little guy here all by himself, and then like all these groups of people, or all these groups of, you know, things that are together, and like they've got a brighter glow than this one little guy here. And then I was trying to find different ways to represent that. So here I had this one little guy in the middle and all of these kind of interconnections all around him, and nothing is connected to him. And then same idea here, but kind of a little bit more swoopy and kind of flowy. I don't like any of these. I don't think any of them turned out quite the way I wanted to, but just kind of playing with the idea. I'm not sure if it's going to go anywhere or not because I haven't quite landed on the right composition to really kind of drive it home. Kind of more just practicing dragons, looking at how other people had drawn dragons and recreating them. This one I definitely have like a strong structure underneath and was building on top of that, and I think that really helps me out. Just drawing some horns and dragon wings, and this is as far as I've gotten. If the middle of the sketchbook is actually here, but this is like kind of where I should have gotten given like 18 pages per month. So this was again more random cute little things on Pinterest that I decided to draw, and I saw a bunch of these like little mandrakes and things like that, and so I decided to draw lots of little creatures that are food, and most of these are copied from somebody else's drawing on Pinterest, so I'm not going to take credit for it. This one is my own, and this one they didn't have a face on there, and you know, I drew most of this kind of like based a little very loosely on just a green onion that I saw. So this one is actually my own as well. It is based loosely on someone else's mandrake, but I definitely changed it up a bit. Anyway, that is as far as I have gotten so far. I do hope to finish this by the end of December, so look for a fall sketchbook tour coming December. Thanks so much for joining as we flip through the first half of my 7th sketchbook. If you made it this far, leave a little heart emoji down in the comments below. Think about giving it a like and a subscribe, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye!